Assalamu alaikum, sir. It is truly an honor to have you with us today, sir.
Thank you very much. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Now, let's dive into today's discussion, which is seeking knowledge in Islam. From your experience, how can we ensure that the knowledge we seek align with Islam truth principle?
The essence of Islam itself is built on knowledge. And without knowledge, it is very difficult to practice Islam, if almost impossible. And knowledge is something that as Muslims we must seek from cradle to grave. So which makes knowledge very, very important. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that we should look for knowledge. Even if we have to go as far as China. And of course, you know that you won't go to China and find Islamic knowledge in China. You're going to find another sort of knowledge. So some knowledge in every ramification that is going to better mankind, that is going to better society, that is going to better us and better our deen and better our progeny is very important. And that is why seeking for knowledge is an essential part of the Muslim. The Muslim must be one who is seeking knowledge at all times. Look at traditional scholars. Traditional Muslim scholars always start with the knowledge of language, lugha.
Okay.
Then they will learn the books. Okay. Then they will learn Arabic, which is lugha, for the rest of their life. So there will never be a time in their life where they are comfortable with whatever they've learned. They keep learning. But not just learning alone. Learning to practice, learning to better community, learning to better self, learning to better mankind. So, and that is, if you piece the whole of these pieces together, okay, you now begin to see the fundamental of the Sharia. And this fundamental of the Sharia is the protection of progeny, the protection of nafs, the protection of wealth, and the protection of deen. So knowledge for a Muslim is an essential part, is something we must seek and will continue to seek. So the area of knowledge that we have not found ourselves excelling are areas where if one generation miss it, we must not allow another generation to miss it. So consistently, our investment must be on knowledge and knowledge that will benefit society. I hope that helps.
Definitely, doctor. You know, that was a very insightful perspective that we need to learn to better ourselves. We need to learn to benefit the society, our community. And, you know, that truly underscored the importance of seeking knowledge with sincerity. And we need to ensure that it aligns with Islam principles. Are there any specific Islamic teachings or Quranic verses that have personally inspired your journey, you know, in both business and the pursuit of knowledge?
For me as an individual, I actually had an early start in Islamic knowledge.
Okay.
My father was an Islamic scholar. Wow. And he belongs to the traditional Islamic school, those with very big turbans. So at very early age, I was exposed to studying the Quran and the books. I was also lucky that my grandmother happens to be the first teacher of my father. And I was lucky to also meet my grandmother alive. She actually lived very long. She lived to the age of 123. And so I was able to benefit so much from the classical Islamic knowledge, if you look at it from that angle. And so I also was able to learn the discipline, and that helped me. I have been made to value knowledge from a child, and to respect people that are knowledgeable, and to respect all people and respect more people with knowledge. And so there are a lot of verses in the Quran that you will find that actually point to knowledge. There's an area where Allah was talking to people and talking about himself and praising himself. But I was Bismillah. He says, Shahidahu annahu la ilaha illa huwa. So there's witness upon it that there is no God other than him. He used a pronoun there. He said huwa. So wal malaika. And the angels also subscribed to this knowledge, to this belief. And I said, wa ulil ilm qa'iman bil qist. and the people of knowledge. You know, God didn't speak to everybody. He said, and the people of knowledge, the bestowers of knowledge. Our Imam Belqista also agree with this. Now, look at that. Allah separated the people of knowledge from every other person. Allah separated the people of knowledge from every other creature. And Allah brought the people of knowledge very close to the angels. You see the logic? It's called mantiq. Now, if you see the logic in that, you begin to see how Allah values the people of knowledge. Now, in another area, when you look at the Quran and its revelation, the first thing that Allah said to the Prophet ﷺ was, Iqra, recite. So my friends have also attributed to me that they said when I was growing up, I used to say to them from the ayah of the Quran, which was a name they later nicknamed me on. I used to say, وَمَنْ يَنْتَقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْ مِنْ حَيْثُ مَا لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدَرًا. Anything that you do in life, you must also know the qadar of Allah on you. Wherever Allah says this is the way it's going to be, you can't take it away.
Exactly.
So when you accept it and you live with it, you are more comfortable. Now, so for me, the pursuit of knowledge was actually quite interesting. And the journey was very, very difficult. And Allah made it easy. So what I do today is that I try more to motivate people to seek for more knowledge and to seek for more beneficial knowledge that not only benefits them, but also benefits society at large.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your insights on seeking knowledge. And now let's look at Ramadan. You know, Ramadan is a sacred month of reflection, spiritual growth, and self-discipline. How can Muslims make the most of this blessed time, you know, to deepen their knowledge and strengthen their faith?
If you look at the month of Ramadan, the glorious month of Ramadan, may Allahumma balighna Ramadan, may Allah make us to witness Ramadan.
Amen.
Allah has put so much into Ramadan for us, and there is so much benefit that we cannot afford to waste a minute in the month of Ramadan. Every minute in Ramadan must be well spent, because there is none of us that has the assurance that is going to see another Ramadan again. Ramadan is a month that we must take very, very cognizant of what we do. Everything that is not good, we must run away from it from this month. To deepen our knowledge is to ensure that we attend tafsir sessions, we attend lecture sessions, and we recite the Quran and reflect over every ayah that we read in the month of Ramadan. We should not just read it like that. We should reflect over the verses of the ayah, over the ayah of the Quran that we read during the month of Ramadan. So if you have a translation of the Quran in Arabic or in English or in Yoruba or in Hausa or in Igbo or in whatever language that you have it, and you can read it, once you read, reflect on it. Attend tafsir. Listen to the scholars while they do the exegesis of the Quran. Listen to them. Now, that is one part of deepening your knowledge. The other part is worship. Worship is not something we must take for granted in this month, because the khair in it is more than 1,000 years. So it is very, very important. More than 1,000 years. Very, very important. Every minute. So our tahajjud, we must increase it. Our tilawa, we must increase it. Our azkar, we must increase it. Our salat, we must make sure we observe it regularly. And our nawafil, we must also make sure that we observe them properly. And this is the month to do more khair. This is the month to give charity, food, money, our clothing, anything that we know we can give out as charity. The Prophet ﷺ said, even a smile is a charity.
Oh, the beautiful and enlightening perspective, Doctor. You know, indeed, Ramadan is not just about abstaining from food and drink, but about nourishing the soul, as we explained, and increasing knowledge and good deeds. So I appreciate the emphasis on engaging with the Quran, applying what we learn in our daily lives. So with that in mind, let's talk about financial success in Islam.
Mm.
While wealth is seen as a blessing, it also comes with great responsibility. You must agree with me
True.
that, Doctor. So how can Muslims set financial goals that align with Islamic principles of honesty, fairness, and charity?
Mm. Mm. That's a very, very nice perspective you have brought in, and one that is also very, very good.
Mm.
Setting financial goal is easily said than done.
Mm. No.
uh, it is tough. I was on a radio program last week, and the essence of the radio program was on setting financial goals for Muslims. And I said, it's actually a very tough one, because we need to understand everybody have different goals, different financial goals. It's not the same for everyone.
Mm.
There are people who want to be very rich. There are those of us who just want to sort our problem and move on. And there are those who don't want to be rich at all. There's this Sufi saying that's very interesting for me. Said a traveler was coming and he got into a Sufi's house.
Mm.
And he saw nothing in the house other than the Sufi's kettle and this mat. So he asked the Sufi and said to him, where are your furnitures? Where are your things? Where are your televisions? Where are your radio? Where's everything? And the Sufi asked him, he said, where is yours?
Mm.
And he said, but I'm only a traveler. I can't be carrying all these things along. And the Sufi said to him, I'm also a traveler in this world. I don't need to carry anything.
Mm.
So our financial goals are different. They're not the same.
Yeah, not the same, exactly.
So, but yes, we also want to be financially independent. And for us to be financially independent, there are things we must do.
Mm.
We must work.
Mm.
And part of whatever we earn, we must save. And part of whatever we save, we must invest. If we do not invest, we should not expect to have anything for the rainy day.
Mm.
So investment is key. Investment is key. For us to be wealthy, we must invest. And as such, Allah has blessed us today. We have a lot of halal investment opportunity. But Trust Author is one, is a non-interest impact financing outfit. So if I have money, these are an organization I can go to and I can say, help me do this investment in an halal way. And you will help me. At Trust Author, I will get that kind of help. And various others. So investment becomes very key. So what do I always preach? I always preach that for whatever you earn, you must try as much as you can to save. When you earn more, you'll be able to save. And when you save, you will be able to invest. And what you invest for will give you the security for tomorrow if Allah wills. So savings also, investment also is a function of three. Your age, the kind of investment focus you look at, as well as your risk appetite. So all of these are very important. But if you do not have the skill to invest, don't dabble into it. Go and meet the professional Trust Author. Let them tell you what to do. They will evaluate you properly and tell you what.
Investment is key. Honestly, investment is key, and we need to save for rainy days, as you've explained, sir. Thank you, Doctor. And
Yes.
as we wrap up the conversation, from what you've explained on investment, investing, as someone who has succeeded in both business and academia, what is the most important lesson you've learned about the role of knowledge in achieving sustainable financial success?
Knowledge creates a big burden on you.
Hmm.
One the burden of knowledge is that you are often expected to provide answer even in things you don't know. So ability to say I don't know is very, very essential.
Hmm.
People have come to tell me that they want to double this, and I've been able to say to them, I don't know. Yes. And once I say I don't know, I've relieved myself of a huge burden. Now, what knowledge also does for you is that it guides you. It guides you towards that which is halal and ethical and that which is not halal. So what I've tried to do all my life is to apply the ethical principle based on Islam to guide whatever I want to invest into.
Mm.
And on the basis of that, I've been able to separate that which is ethical to that which is unethical. Even if that which is ethical has a lesser return on investment, I will prefer it. And since that is what my creator actually prefers, so I stay with it. So it puts, like I say to you, it straitjackets you, it puts some burdens on you, and it also makes you to align with what your creator actually wanted. And that is what knowledge has actually created for me. I hope that helps.
Definitely. Thank you, Doctor. And thank you very much. This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. Your perspective on seeking knowledge, financial sources, and aligning our goals with Islamic principles are truly valuable. Jazakallah khairan, sharing your wisdom with us today. And may Allah continue to bless you with knowledge and sources. We look forward to more inspiring contributions from you in the future, sir.
Inshallah. Before I leave, finally, let me say, Allah said, وَمَا يُتِيتُ الْعِلْمَ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. For Allah has not given us knowledge except that which is the smallest. So for anybody to say I'm knowledgeable also shows some level of ignorance. All of us are students, and we'll continue to be students searching for knowledge till we die. Masalam.
Salam, sir. Thank you very much, sir.